touch me, hear me, I can speak. If you followed these symbols and understood their meanings, we're communicating with Bliss Symbolics. Words always accompany Bliss symbols for those who are unfamiliar with the system. The symbols themselves are simple, but they're part of a communication system with broad and unique capabilities.
Forever, and if you were reading a story to a child,
Bliss Symbolics was created by Charles K. Bliss as an international language. It was later developed by a team of professionals in Toronto, Canada, as a language representational system for users of augmentative and alternative communication, AAC.
Get their information from. This becomes an extension of your hand.
Bliss Symbolics offers AAC students the opportunity to develop language, cognitive, and literacy skills.
Let's talk about...
By learning and using Bliss, students have a flexible, personal communication system during the period in which their early language and literacy skills are developing. If they have difficulty learning to read traditional orthography, print, they can continue on in Bliss, taking advantage of its many language capabilities.
We need to know these two.
Bliss symbols allow students to gain a deeper understanding of language concepts and the world about them.
And yes. And then I'm going to draw the water going up, and I'll draw the water coming down. Does anyone here know which one of those means rain? You do? All right. Is it this one? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yes, good nodding there, Glenn. Good talking. That's the rain. Rain is water that comes down. We need to write the words. R-A-I-N. We know that this is, maybe you can help here. Water. This is, good because it's pointing there. This is, does water ever go up? That's right, yes it does. Remember the steam from the kettle, tiny little drops of water? That gives us our...
Gradually, they acquire an understanding of each symbol's basic component parts and learn how they are used in the system over and over to form new ideas and meanings. Bliss Symbolics is like mathematics. 2 added to 3 equals a new number, 5. In the same way, Bliss component parts are added together to create new meanings.
Long, tall, skinny person with 2 feet. There's our person. Now, what does the person do? Well, she knows lots of things. She has lots of things. She keeps them together and she shares them. Up they come out. She gives them to you. She's sharing all that information and knowledge that she has with you. And what is it you're doing? When I'm giving you some information, you take them in. There we go. Something you do. So you take it in and you use this to think about it. What is it you're using? Your brain. Thank you. And then the place that this all happens is in the building. All the information.
Just as the component parts of each Bliss symbol are sequenced to form a word meaning, so several symbols are sequenced to form a sentence.
Let's put all these things together. We'll start off with the person. I'm number 1, but I want it to be all of us. We need to put an X over there to show more than one. That's our way of making a plural word, and we get we. We learn, we take it all in, all that information, keep it in our brain, something we do all the time. We learn in, here's our enclosure, that big box. And if I want it to mean in, I'm going to put that dot right inside. And it all takes place in the building in which they give you information, in which they teach. It says, we learn in school.
So why Bliss? Why not pictures? Quite simply, many AAC users can benefit from a system with broader capabilities than pictures when they're developing language and approaching literacy. Students can relate some of their own experiences to pictures, and this makes pictures easier to learn at first. but students can gain a greater understanding of concepts through the language capabilities of Bliss symbolics. And they can learn to decode Bliss symbols, a process which parallels reading. Let's take a look at some of the more pictographic Bliss symbols. Notice the importance of shapes. This one is the ear. See the shape. This one is the mouth. This is the eye symbol. This is the legs and feet. Students receive a cue as to the meaning from the outline shape. There is no need to learn a sound-letter relationship to learn Bliss symbols. Bliss incorporates several small symbols called indicators that are used as linguistic markers. This one is the action indicator. You have seen it over all the verbs. Put it over the ear, it means to hear. Put it over the mouth, it means to speak. Over the eye, it means to see. Over the legs and feet, it means to walk. You're right. The meaning is derived from the body part that's represented. Here we can see how easily Bliss can be taught and used within a story. And we can make learning even easier by picturing the Bliss symbols. The advantage of the easy initial learning of pictures is combined with the potential for broader language learnings. Students with limited intellectual ability learn Bliss symbols in a different way. They relate more to the shape of the symbol, and they learn symbols for concrete concepts. They use Bliss symbols to communicate about the things that interest them.
So far we've got, I see a man. What's your next word? Need to think about that. Maybe you don't have what you need on your board. Combine.
Because there is a logic to the way in which Bliss symbols are sequenced, skilled Bliss users are able to construct their own symbols and to expand the vocabulary on their displays to an infinite level using the combine indicator.
You're stuck for this word, so what are you going to do? You don't have the symbol you need. You're going to combine, make a picture with machine. What kind of machine, I wonder? There are different, you want that flipped? Sure. See. What else? Combine. Oh, that's it. All right. To make pictures with a camera, would you mean filming? Right. That whole thing then means filming. That was a neat way to say it, Shane.
As well as representing concrete things and actions, Bliss symbols can be used for abstract concepts.
This little boy is sad. This little girl is crying. She's not happy. She's not sad. She's upset. Puppy didn't come home. Her feelings are up and down. She is feeling upset, Rob.
Sad and upset, for instance, are not easily differentiated when they are conveyed with pictures. Through the Bliss symbols, these feelings can be more clearly portrayed.
Let's draw the symbol for upset. Now, Mrs. Tressel will start with the heart again because it's a feeling. Feelings that are up. Feelings that are down. And I better get my marker because it's a feeling. She is feeling upset.
Notice the description indicator appearing over symbols that describe. As students learn the Bliss for these emotions, they gain not only vocabulary items, but a better understanding of these abstract concepts. This in turn can contribute to their emotional, social, and intellectual development.
Is that happy or upset? Upset.
Lay them out in front of you.
These students with learning and speaking difficulties use Bliss symbols along with signing. Both can be tools to facilitate language development. The children in this program are receiving much needed support in developing communication and literacy skills.
A word that starts with good for you. Right. Good. Can you show your friends and see if they agree with you? Good one. Good matching.
Bliss instructors are finding that Bliss symbols provide a language base upon which many new learnings can be built. This is 7-year-old Carrie Harrington in a film in which she appeared back in 1975. She is creating her own special message for Mr. Bliss.
Mr. Symbol Man.
That's me. That's me.
Okay, Mr. Symbol Man. What about him? Okay, he wants to thank. Okay, he wants to thank you. Okay, he wants to thank you for keep going. Keep going.
Very good.
Okay, she has, look at what this Carrie's making her mom do. She has to guess who it's from.
Meet Carrie 16 years later. She now uses a voice output device with letter coding for her face-to-face communication and a computer for her written communication.
I enjoy spending time with Jay.
She has a personally designed Bliss board, but it is primarily used now for the fun of revisiting her first expressive language. Carrie was lucky to have been able to ask questions, share her thoughts, explore new ideas, and problem solve using Bliss in her growing years. Through her experiences with Bliss symbolics, she not only talked a lot, but she learned to read and write and be ready and receptive to whatever technological developments came her way.
Hi, Paul. What did you do today?
I was working.
Through the use of Bliss, students can access many types of voice output devices, and take advantage of Bliss software programs that support emerging literacy activities.
I was working with the spray tube.
Oh,
Paul Marshall is another Bliss symbol user who began with Bliss back in the early 70s. He is demonstrating the Bliss symbol component min-speak word strategy, or BMW software, on the Touch Talker.
I said talked and listened.
Yeah, you sit and talk and you listen.
Through
to them.
his Bliss knowledge, it was easy for him to understand and learn the Bliss symbol codes required to operate the device.
Problems. Their problems.
Bliss students can now write and read their own stories in Bliss. Synthetic speech is available to help with the reading, and they turn the pages by operating a single switch.
This dark line will scan to the second position, and this is the symbol for...
For instructors of augmentative communicators, as well as for their families and friends, there are many opportunities to learn Bliss symbolics. BCI workshops, independent study programs, publications, and videotapes are widely available. Learning Bliss takes time and effort, but the results are more than worth it. Why Bliss symbolics? Because AAC students, like their speaking peers, deserve the opportunity in all stages of their development to communicate at the highest level of which they are capable. In order to experience this, they require a powerful graphic representational system before they read print, one that leads to reading, or one that can be used for the rest of their lives, depending upon the abilities of the learner. In Bliss symbolics, component parts give meaning and can be identified, providing experience with the process of decoding. The symbols can be sequenced into sentences. Indicators expand vocabulary. Picture Your Bliss makes Bliss symbol learning easy. And Bliss is a language. Bliss supports literacy. Bliss is used with technology. Bliss can be learned in many ways. Speaking students learn to communicate and to read in ways most of us take for granted. AAC users deserve their own ways, and they deserve the best ways for communicating, for learning, and for approaching reading. They deserve the opportunity to learn Bliss symbolics. It is bliss to communicate with a language that lives.